Last month we brought you the story of Bob the pigeon.
Of course we did.
Who got a bit lost while he was out on a race.
Yeah, setting off from Guernsey, Bob was supposed to fly the 400-mile trip back home to Gateshead, but...
I'm not sure that really is Bob, you know. Anyway, he took a wrong turn. He ended up travelling more than 4,000 miles to the small town of Monroeville, that's in Alabama.
Well, luckily for Bob, he was pretty well looked after by the Monroe County Animal Shelter. He even managed to keep in touch with his owner, Alan, over Zoom. Take a look.
Hello. What are you doing?
Bob, is that your daddy?
Stopped by a Tractor Supply yesterday and went and got him some feed and some seed and stuff for him, and got him a water dish, and they got a temporary cage for him with a little perch so he can hang out and recover and get some food in him.
Looking at him today, he looked a lot better just in one day, so they're obviously looking after him very well.
The news we can bring you this morning is that Bob is safely back in Gateshead and reunited with Alan. They join us now. Morning, Alan. How is Bob?
Good morning, you okay?
I'm great. How is Bob and how are you?
He's very well, as you can see. He's getting healthier every day.
What happened to him? How did he get so confused?
Well, nobody will ever know, but I think it's probably hit some sort of thunderstorm when he's been on his way home and got washed down. And obviously landed on a ship, I would think, because he couldn't have flown that far. And once he's hit land, he's obviously trying to find his way home. But obviously, America's a long way from home.
And they were able to identify Bob because, what, he has a tag on his leg, is that right?
Yeah, there's a ring, if you can see it, there's a ring on his leg there. It's got a ring number on. And they're able to trace it through the North of England Home Union, which registers the ring to me. And then they can get in contact with me, and obviously I got in contact with them.
And he got very lucky in that he was found by an animal shelter, is that right?
Well, actually, he was found by an 89-year-old preacher man. We actually traced him when we were in America. And to me, this was the highlight of the whole trip. Because, well, obviously, the animal shelter went and caught him, but he was actually on an old preacher's land. And we found the 89-year-old man, and he told the story about how Bob landed at his feet and was following him around, and obviously the preacher fed him and watered him, expected him to be gone the next morning when he went out, but when he went out the next morning at 6 o'clock, Bob flew to his feet again. And obviously he followed him over to his house, and his wife got involved, who was 85 and can hardly walk. And when we went to see the man, the woman was nearly in tears. She was absolutely over the moon.
Alan, this sounds to me like the script of a Disney movie or something. Bob's Adventures. It's almost, found by a preacher man, then stayed, didn't leave, and then eventually has been reunited with you. I know that his story has been getting attention from all around the world. And have lots of people been in touch with you about Bob?
Yeah, it's been unbelievable, really, how a pigeon's touched so many people. I think we've had such a bad couple of years with, with COVID and the war and Brexit carry on, and I think it's just a nice story that people have latched onto. And I've had inquiries from it's even been on Australian television, American television, Poland, Germany, all over the world.
Oh, Alan, we've just been seeing pictures of the moment Bob was handed back to you. So how did that happen? I think you probably would have quite liked to go to Alabama. Did that happen?
Yes. I've got to thank a few people who really, there was a lass called Valerie Headley from IAG Cargo, never ever stopped. For probably 3 weeks, we were joking on. I was speaking to her more than I was speaking to my wife, and she was saying, I'm speaking to you more than I'm speaking to my husband. She just never stopped trying to get this sorted. And without her, Bob wouldn't be home now. She just put a lot of graft in to get this sorted. You wouldn't believe what we had to go through to get him back, or what Val had to go through to get him back, to be fair. But, support from other people. I had a company paid for my hotel bills, and British Airways done me flights, and Sun newspaper paid me expenses. It was just a massive team effort, really. I've been very, very lucky, and Bob's been very, very lucky.
It sounds like you're very popular as well this morning. And look, I know Bob has won a lot of races in the past, right? Are you going to let Bob out racing again?
No, he'll not race again now. I was going to stop him when he got to this age anyway, because when I get to 4 or 5-year-old, they're slowing down. So what I've done is I was going to stop him, so he's just going to have a happy retirement now.
He needs a bit of a break after his long journey.
You wouldn't see the difference in him from now to when I brought him back from Heathrow on Saturday morning. It's unbelievable. He's just, you can see every day he's getting back to himself. He's starting to look healthy again.
He looks really handsome. He looks fantastic, Alan. You must be very proud.
I am. I'm more proud for the people who've put a lot of work in, to be honest. Without the help, these companies that really went the extra mile. I'd done very little. All I did was try and talk to people, but a lot of people put a lot of work in, and I'm pleased to see that, he's home, and people who put the work in of getting him home, and they're as delighted as what I am. But the people in America, in the animal shelter, were fantastic. We went down to see them, and before we left, and they were nearly in tears. They just thought it was the best thing that's ever happened to them down there, because it was in the middle of nowhere. How he got there, she could talk.
The stories he could tell.
Yeah.
Alan, it's been such a delight to talk to you this morning. Thank you for being with us, and thank you to Bob too. Very well behaved.
Thank you very much.
Goodbye, Bob.
Thank you. Take care.
Does look really